In every age, God has raised up men and women to meet the needs of the day. Now is that time. You are the one. Now is the time for saints.
Often called a Knight of Our Lady, St. Maximilian Kolbe was a Franciscan priest from Poland whose heart was on fire to win other hearts and souls for the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and ultimately, as he would say, the sweet heart of Jesus. He and his brothers worked tirelessly to bring the message of love and redemption to thousands across Poland, into Japan, and his desire was to go over all the whole world. St. Maximilian Kolbe throughout his life made acts of self-gift, acts of love every single day, big and small. Whether if it was a need he saw in a brother, in the country as a whole, in his community, he would make acts of love coming out of himself and making a self-gift. In 1939, when Nazi Germany invaded Poland, his efforts and labors of evangelization didn't go unnoticed. After a while, he was arrested and taken to Auschwitz concentration camp. Even in the camp, when he himself was suffering from tuberculosis, he would see a need of another and lift himself up to meet that need, whether if it was food or a word of encouragement or compassion, being a father to the one before him. After a few months, a prisoner of the camp successfully escaped. You may know this part of his story. He successfully escaped, and as a punishment, the commandant rounded up all of the prisoners and chose 10 men at random to die by starvation. When a man named Francis was chosen and stepped forward, he began to call for his wife and children. St. Maximilian Kolbe, upon hearing this, broke all protocol, stepped out of line, and asked to take Francis's place. When the commandant demanded his identity, St. Maximilian Kolbe simply said, "I'm a Catholic priest." Permission was granted, and St. Max died with 9 other men by starvation on August 14, 1941. In that moment, St. Max made a total gift of self, a complete act of self-gift for the sake of another, which was built upon all these little acts that he had ever done throughout his life. In 1979, St. John Paul II visited Auschwitz concentration camp for the first time as Pope. In the cell where St. Max died, St. John Paul II left a Paschal candle. The whole purpose of a candle is to be an oblation for the sake of light. The Paschal candle represents Christ's victory over death, love over hatred, and light over darkness. John Paul II knew the message that he was proclaiming by leaving a Paschal candle in that cell, in that place of darkness. He was proclaiming to the whole world that this act of self-gift made by St. Max was a victory for Christ that reverberated over all time and across the whole world. It was a victory of life over death, of light over darkness, and of love over hatred. May St. Maximilian Kolbe intercede for us that our love may be the light in this world, that Christ's love through us may conquer all darkness and conquer all hatred.